Imagine waking up in a room where every wall echoes your worst mistakes, broken glass, empty bottles, and shadows of despair. That was my life, tangled in addiction so tightly that even breathing felt like a fight. The hardest part? Facing the silence after the chaos, the moments when the cravings screamed louder than hope. But here's the truth no one tells you. Recovery isn't a straight path. It's a maze of small victories and deep setbacks. My first breakthrough came not from a grand gesture, but a tiny act, writing down one honest thought every morning. At first, it was painful. My words were raw, messy confessions of fear and guilt. But day by day, that journal became a mirror, reflecting my progress and my pain in equal measure. It forced me to confront the parts of myself I'd buried under years of numbness. Each morning, as I put pen to paper, I peeled back layers of denial and self-hatred, discovering truths I had been too afraid to face. Writing was not just a habit. It became a lifeline, a way to communicate with myself when no one else seemed to listen. Then I discovered the power of connection, not in a crowd, but in one-on-one moments of real listening. I started meeting others in recovery, not to share cliches, but to exchange stories of struggle and strategy. We talked about triggers like the smell of rain or the sound of a certain song, sensory bullets that could pull us back into darkness. Together, we built a toolkit of coping mechanisms, deep breathing exercises, grounding techniques like feeling the texture of rough fabric, and the simple act of naming our emotions out loud. These weren't just methods, they were ways to reclaim control over my body and mind when addiction threatened to take it away. One strategy that transformed my journey was creating a safe space in my mind, a vivid mental room filled with calming images. Whenever I felt overwhelmed, I'd close my eyes and step inside. It was like pressing pause on the chaos, a place where I felt control and calm. I encourage anyone struggling to try this. Imagine a place where you feel completely safe. Paint it with details, colors, sounds, scents. Your mind can be your sanctuary. For me, this space was a quiet beach at sunset, with soft waves lapping at the shore and a gentle breeze carrying the scent of salt and wildflowers. In that mental refuge, I found a breath of peace amid the storm. Obstacles didn't vanish. There were nights when the urge to relapse felt like a tidal wave, threatening to drown me. During those moments, I learned to surf the wave instead of fighting it. I'd acknowledge the craving, observe it without judgment, and let it pass naturally. This mindfulness practice was a game changer. It taught me that cravings are temporary storms, not permanent weather. Rather than seeing my urges as enemies, I came to understand them as visitors, intense, disruptive, but not eternal. This shift in perspective gave me the space to respond with compassion instead of fear. The transformation isn't just about staying clean, it's about reclaiming purpose. I started volunteering to help others find their path, sharing my story not as a hero, but as a fellow traveler. Watching someone else take that first shaky step toward healing reminded me that recovery is contagious. It's a ripple effect. One life changed sparks another. This sense of community, of shared struggle and hope, became a vital part of my healing. Each story I heard, each hand I held, reinforced the truth that no one recovers alone. If you're watching this and feel stuck, remember, healing doesn't demand perfection. It asks for honesty, persistence, and the courage to build your own toolkit. Start by writing one truth today. Find one person to listen without judgment. Create your mental safe space. Practice surfing your cravings like waves. These small steps, repeated faithfully, become the foundation for lasting change. Recovery also taught me to celebrate the small wins. Some days, just getting out of bed was a victory. Other days, it was resisting a familiar temptation or speaking kindly to myself instead of falling into self-criticism. Over time, these moments added up, building resilience and hope where despair once ruled. It's important to recognize that setbacks are part of the process, not signs of failure, but opportunities to learn and grow. When I stumbled, I reminded myself that every step backward is followed by a chance to move forward again. I also learned to reframe my relationship with pain. For years, I tried to numb it, to escape from feelings that seemed unbearable. But in recovery, I faced the truth that pain is part of being human. Instead of running from it, I began to sit with it, to understand what it was telling me. This practice, painful as it was, opened the door to healing. It helped me develop empathy, not just for others, but for myself. Another key lesson was the importance of routine and structure. Addiction thrives in chaos and unpredictability, so creating a daily schedule helped me build stability. I incorporated regular times for meals, exercise, self-care, and rest. I found that even small rituals, like making a cup of tea mindfully or taking a short walk, grounded me in the present moment and gave my day purpose. Physical health played a crucial role too. Addiction had taken a toll on my body, so I made a commitment to nourish it with good food, hydration, and movement. Exercise became a natural way to release stress and boost my mood, while mindful eating helped me reconnect with my body's needs. These practices reinforce the message that recovery is holistic. It involves mind, body, and spirit. I also confronted the difficult task of rebuilding relationships damaged by addiction. Reaching out to family and friends required humility and patience. I had to earn trust slowly, often facing skepticism or hurt. But over time, honest communication and consistent actions helped mend bonds. These renewed connections provided a vital support network and reminded me that I was not defined by my past mistakes. Spirituality, whatever form it takes for each person, can offer profound support in recovery. For me, it was a sense of connection to something greater than myself, a source of strength and guidance beyond willpower alone. This didn't have to be religious. It could be found in nature, art, or acts of kindness. Embracing this dimension helped me find meaning and hope even in the darkest moments. Throughout this journey, I discovered the importance of self-compassion. Addiction had taught me harsh self-judgment, but recovery required a gentler approach. I learned to speak to myself, as I would to a dear friend, with kindness, encouragement, and patience. This shift changed the way I navigated challenges and setbacks, allowing me to keep moving forward without being crushed by shame. I also realized that advocacy and education could be powerful tools. Sharing my story publicly helped break stigma and offered hope to others. It reminded me that vulnerability is a strength and that by speaking out, we can create communities of understanding and support. If you feel ready, consider ways you might contribute to the recovery movement through volunteering, mentoring, or simply being open about your experience. The road of recovery is long and winding, filled with unexpected twists and turns. There will be days of doubt and fear, but also moments of joy and clarity. It's important to remember that progress isn't linear. Some days you'll feel like you're moving backward, and others you'll soar forward. Both are part of the process. If you're struggling right now, please know that you're not alone. Reach out for help, whether to a trusted friend, a counselor, or a support group. There is strength in asking for support, and many people want to walk alongside you. Healing is possible, even when it feels out of reach. Your journey won't look like mine, but every step you take is a victory. The walls that once trapped me are now canvases of hope, painted with stories of resilience and love. Your story is waiting to be written. Start with a single word. Take that first step today, no matter how small. Build your toolkit, find your safe space, and know that each day is a new chance to reclaim your life. Remember, recovery is not about perfection or speed. It's about showing up for yourself, again and again, embracing honesty, courage, and compassion. With each effort, you rewrite your story, not defined by addiction, but by strength, growth, and the power to heal. The path is yours to create, and the journey, though challenging, is one of the most meaningful you will ever take.